sehr stark committed zur Zusammenarbeit international, gerade auch im Bereich von Gesundheit. Das war übrigens schon vor Corona, vor dieser Pandemie und ist jetzt umso mehr so. Und insofern, natürlich geht es darum, auch voneinander zu lernen im Austausch, auch von den Ländern, die eben erfolgreich sind in dieser Pandemie, auch erfolgreiche Ansätze haben, einzubringen in die Diskussion. Gleichzeitig muss man eine Weltgesundheitsorganisation aber auch ausstatten mit Ressourcen, finanziell, ausstatten mit Informationen. Wir müssen uns austauschen innerhalb der WHO eben über die erfolgreichen Ansätze. Und das ist aus meiner Sicht schon ein sehr, sehr starkes, ein sehr wichtiges Zeichen, dass alle 27 Mitgliedstaaten der Europäischen Union gleichermaßen wie die EU selbst sich eben hier auch selbst verpflichten, genau das zu machen. Das heißt ja nicht, dass die EU jetzt alleine die WHO irgendwie schmeißt, wenn man so sagen will, also die WHO alleine irgendwie tragen kann. Sie wird ein wichtiger Bestandteil der Weltgesundheitsorganisation sein. Aber wenn ich auf die Ressourcen der WHO schaue, auf die finanziellen, wenn ich auf das Frage von Engagement und Commitment schaue, ist mein Eindruck, dass die Europäische Union mit ihren Mitgliedstaaten tatsächlich im Moment eine sehr starke führende Rolle in dem Bereich hat. Und wir wollen jetzt möglichst viele gewinnen, mit uns in diese Position zu kommen.
Thank you, Minister Spahn.
And if I may come in here, because there was a question to myself, but also I just wanted to add to what Minister Spahn said, and really to send the message that the WHO is really what we make of it. It's how we shape it and how we support it and how we use it. So we need to ensure that we have an efficient and a stronger and a transparent WHO, because this is important when we're dealing with global problems. For your second question on how many member states, this is at the moment we're looking at this to see which member states may need help. But as you heard from Minister Spahn, Germany is already reaching out, and I know that other member states already have. Thank you.
Thank you. And apologies, Commissioner Kyriakides. Do you want to give your statement now, or would you like to, when we wrap up, to give your statement at the end?
I think we're covering a lot that is in my statement in the questions, and I don't want to take up people's time. So let's just go on with the questions. I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we have two more questions. I see one from Tommaso Gallavotti from ADN Kronos.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for taking my question. It's a question for the Commission, for Commissioner Kyriakides, if I may. Because President von der Leyen, the other day during her press conference, she mentioned the extreme best case scenario as far as vaccines are concerned. I wonder if you can tell us, explain us, which is the worst case scenario. I guess there is a worst case scenario, but if there is a best case, there should be also a worst case scenario as far as vaccines are concerned. Thank you.
So the worst case scenario is that we don't find a safe and effective vaccine. That would be for myself the worst case scenario. And the best case scenario is that clinical trials give the results that we hope that they will give in the next few weeks and early months, and that we will have a safe and available vaccine or vaccines available within 2021. As a Commission, we have been working intensely with the Member States, and I want to thank especially all the Member States and the Presidency for really the support with a European vaccine strategy in order to be able to secure with advanced purchase agreements a wide portfolio of vaccines. We've signed so far 3 contracts, another 3 to 4 are in the pipeline and hopefully will be completed soon. And we're already working with member states with a vaccine for their vaccine strategies, because what we need to understand is that once a vaccine is available, it needs to be deployed, stored, and reach citizens as quickly as possible. And member states need to have both infrastructure and systems ready this. And we're already working with member states to make sure that this is in place. Within November, we will be looking back to member states to see how this is moving. So we have said many times that the way out of this pandemic, which will not be a silver bullet, it's not going to end the day we find a safe and effective vaccine. We're going to need to learn to live with measures for a while, but we are doing everything possible as a European Commission with the member states to find a safe and effective vaccine. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just might add what is important for a positive scenario is acceptance by the people. And for that, and I'm very grateful for the approach we have taken together with the Commission, for that it is important, first of all, to have transparency, and that is what we have, a very transparent way of our strategy and of promoting it. It is very important to make clear that we are actually having several technologies actually we are contracting, so we are not just putting everything on one horse, so to say, in this race. mRNA, vector technology, different kind of approaches, which is important to me. It is important to me that we made clear from the beginning that all 27 member states, no matter how big they are, how small they are, what the GDP is, that all participate and get doses from the very beginning, proportional to the population size. And what I find most important for acceptance, by the way, is that we made clear from the beginning that we will wait for clinical trials phase 3 results before there will be an approval. This will be a vaccine that will be vaccinated 100 million, if not billion, of times worldwide. And for that, it must be sure that it is secure and safe. And that is the European approach we have. And that is very important for acceptance, because there is no sense in having a vaccine that is not accepted broadly by the people.
Thank you very much. I think we're all hoping for that best case scenario to play out soon. So I see one last question from Sophie Petitjean from Agence Europe. Oh, sorry, there's another. Okay. So Sophie?
Yes, hello, Sophie Petitjean, Agence Europe. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much for this press conference. I'm sorry I missed the beginning, so I hope my question won't be the same as the beginning. So there was an AOB on borders and on free movements. Can you maybe give us a bit more details about what was said and if direction was taken, and also about yesterday's meeting of EU leaders? A question to Madam Commissioner. So you put on the table many documents, strategies, recommendations, and so on. I'm just wondering whether you received any, I don't know, green light on something very concrete or specific regarding your concrete proposal, because it's very broad, and for me it's like everyone is repeating that we need coordination, cooperation, and so on, but concretely, what has changed between, I don't know, the beginning of the week and today after 3 high-level meetings? Thank you.
May I hand over to Commissioner Kyriakides?
I couldn't hear the question at all. I'm sorry.
Okay, Sophie, can you make
someone repeat the question to me? I didn't have. It was very interrupted sound.
Sophie, can you maybe repeat your question?
Yes, I hope the sound will be better. So I had 2 questions. The first one was about the AOB and borders, free movement. And my second question was about the reaction the Commission received regarding its proposal, the package which was put on the table on Thursday, I think. So my question was, what has changed between, I don't know, the beginning of the week and today after 3 high-level meetings? because we are always talking about solidarity and cooperation, but what has changed? I mean, I hope you got the sound this time.
Commissioner, could you hear her? Otherwise, I will just summarize. She asked what has changed after the European Council meeting. Have you gotten anything concrete that you should work on? And the other question was on the AOB on the borders.
Well, first of all, the council meeting was yesterday evening. We've already are taking forward a number of the suggestions that have come out from the council meeting. I think the important message here was that there was agreed on the need for solidarity, coordination, cooperation at many different levels, including the issues to do with the need to share data information with ECDC, the need for testing strategies, the discussion on rapid antigen testing. May I remind you that we have been working with this very, very closely, and we're currently working on a joint procurement as well for rapid antigen tests. I think the first question was on board. I didn't hear it, but I think it was on borders. We have put forward the importance of coordinating our approaches to travel restrictions. This is crucial for our citizens, and we need to move with this as quickly as possible. We adopted a color-coded system about 2 weeks ago. This now needs to be implemented, and we're looking at other ways in which we can move forward. Thank you. I couldn't hear it.
Thank you, Commissioner. There's one last question from Thomas Gutschka from FAZ.
Ja, vielen Dank. Wir haben ja Übersetzung auf Deutsch, deswegen möchte ich meine Frage an den Gesundheitsminister Spahn auch in Deutsch stellen. Herr Minister, wenn ich mich richtig erinnere, haben Sie schon im Februar sich dafür stark gemacht, dass es einheitliche Formulare gibt, um Reisebewegungen im Ausland nachzuvollziehen. Da ging es vor allem um Flugreisen. Jetzt arbeitet die Europäische Union immer noch an einem gemeinsamen Passenger Locator Form. Wir haben inzwischen Ende Oktober und es liegt immer noch nichts vor. Warum ist das so schwierig? Wieso ist es nicht möglich, diese doch eigentlich simple Aufgabe innerhalb von ein paar Wochen zu lösen? Und jetzt ist schon wieder fast mehr als ein halbes Jahr vergangen. Danke.
Wenn ich direkt antworten soll, zum Ersten gilt das, was wir vorhin gesagt haben. Die Europäische Union kann nur so gut sein, wie wir Mitgliedstaaten sie auch sein lassen. Und wir haben in der deutschen Ratspräsidentschaft ja gerade miteinander auch erlebt, wie herausfordernd es ist, alle 27 Mitgliedstaaten zu einem gemeinsamen Rahmen überhaupt zu bringen, was Reisen angeht, was das Testen beim Reisen angeht, auch innerhalb der Europäischen Union, was das Umgehen und Definieren von Risikogebieten angeht und Quarantäneregelungen. Und wenn Sie fragen, warum da eben auch etwas länger Zeit es braucht, dann braucht es vor allem auch Zeit, um alle 27 sozusagen auf eine Linie zu kriegen. Und natürlich hat es technische Herausforderungen, zu denen sicherlich die Kommissarin auch noch ergänzend was sagen kann. Wir werden jetzt in Deutschland jedenfalls im November beginnen, endlich mit der digitalen Einreiseanmeldung. Wir haben bis hierhin auch Papieraussteigekarten für Reisende aus Risikogebieten, etwa im Flugverkehr, und werden jetzt im November bald, wie übrigens Griechenland und andere Länder es ja schon haben, aktivieren. Wir sind unterschiedlich weit. Wir werden dann starten mit einer digitalen Einreiseanmeldung. Und ich weiß, was das für eine technische Herausforderung in Deutschland war. Und das ist es natürlich umso mehr auf europäischer Ebene. Aber ich bin bei Ihnen, Herr Gutschka, früher wäre besser.
Okay, then Commissioner Kyriakides, do you want to add to this?
If I could add to that, we have 11 member states so far with a digital format. There have been many important questions which have had to be dealt with. It's not such a simple exercise as Minister Spahn have said to do with data protection, etc. And we're holding a pilot within November, and we hope that the European system will be, the European-wide system will be available at the end of this year. All the member states have showed an interest in joining this, and we hope to be holding a pilot of this within the next few weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I just want to see if there are any final remarks from the Minister or the Commissioner before we end the session.
No,
Minister.
If I may, just one or two final remarks, because I think it is important that we highlight some of the areas. First of all, at the Special European Council yesterday, President von der Leyen presented additional measures that need to be taken by member states in order to have this better coordination, cooperation and solidarity for travel and for everything else. And this is why we highlighted as well a strategy on testing and the rapid use of antigen tests, which we'll be coming forward with as soon as possible. But testing alone is, as I said, not enough. We need to have reliable data and smooth information flows so as to be able to make correct decisions. And this is also impacts on having a common approach on travel. So I therefore urged again ministers to provide ECDC with the speedy and accurate information of their epidemiological situation. This better coordination will bring, as Minister Spahn said, more trust and more predictability. And this is something we need to build upon. Having a vaccine itself is not going to solve the problem. Vaccination is going to solve the problem. So we need to have this level of transparency and to really send the message that we are not going to lower the bar in terms of safety for a vaccine. And finally, I just wanted to highlight that on the 11th of November, we will be presenting our first step towards a European Health Union, presenting with stronger mandates for ECDC and the European Medicines Agency in order to improve their crisis response capacity. And this I think is out of crisis as this one also come opportunities, and this is the start of a process for a more secure, a more prepared, a better prepared and a more resilient EU that really does do what citizens expect of us, to protect their health. So with that, I thank you for your attention, and I apologize about the technical difficulties, but this comes with teleworking. Thank you.
If you allow, now I would dare to just add that under the German presidency, we want to take up, of course, then as soon as possible and as quick as possible, the proposals by the Commission that were just announced by Commissioner Kyriakides for the 11th of November. We want to start then to discuss it within the Council on all levels and to find a position on that as soon as possible, especially regarding legislative proposals that would be there for the ECDC or the EMA mandate, so that actually conclusions can be taken as soon as possible. By the way, EU for Health, we have found already a council conclusion on the EU for Health, and now we want to start the trilogue as soon as possible. The Parliament will vote on its position very soon, and then we want to finish the trilogue within this year, because it is important for all member states and the European Union that EU for Health will be starting 2021.
Thank you very much for these very interesting final remarks. So thank you to the Minister, thank you to the Commissioner, thank you to the interpreters as well. Thank you for this, and have a very nice weekend. Bye. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to this press conference after the virtual